Hi, I'm Gee. I'm a health coach and a functional movement specialist. So finding your seat of power through postural alignment. Okay, so what are the tools we need for this particular exercise? Right. Grab yourself either a tennis ball, for the golfers out there, a golf ball will do, or if you want more of a spiky sensation, try a spiky ball. You may also need a yoga block. If you don't have access to a yoga block, then a tissue box, a shoe box, a football, or even a book will do. And what we're going to use this for is to place it between the muscles of the thighs, just so that we can activate our legs. And for the seat, I recommend either a stool. So I'm using this stool. It doesn't have a back, but it's very sturdy. I would also recommend either an office chair, something with a stable back. I don't recommend doing this on a sofa or a soft chair, and also a wheelie chair, just in case we move away, because this is all about functional postural alignment and having something that's going to support our posture whilst we're doing these exercises. Lastly, go at your own pace. This isn't a race. So if you feel any pain, just ease back. Let's begin with the feet. So I'm going to use a tennis ball here, but you can use the golf ball, the spiky ball, any ball that you wish. And we're going to start by placing this under the inner arch of our feet. So what I'm going to invite you to do is really lift the feet up so that your heel is stable and sinking into the ground beneath you. Place the tennis ball, or whichever ball you opt for, underneath the inner arch. So it should be comfortable. There should be no pain there. If you're feeling any pain, just move the ball around until you find a comfortable space. Now, press down into the heel. And then I'm going to invite you to wrap your toes around the tennis ball. And if you can, use your fingers to begin to massage the tension and the stress from having those feet inside your shoes all day, or perhaps you've been standing all day, and just begin to ease the tension out. So I usually do this for about 3 to 5 reps, where I'm curling the toes around the tennis ball, and then I'm releasing them and really separating those individual toes. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. And notice what side you feel you're holding more tension. Where do you feel the stress in your feet? So really juicy experience. Okay. Next step. So Master Zen has now joined us. We're going to begin by separating the toes and placing them on the ground. And I want you to focus on really pushing down on the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. So we're creating a bit of a trinity between the heel, the big toe, and the little toe. So that's a large surface area for us to begin the foundation of stacking our joints. Also, you know, our energy, our grounding begins from our feet upwards. I think Zen agrees. So this is the essence of grounding. You may want to do this outside, perhaps not on a rainy day. And that gives you a greater source connection to the earth and the vibratory fields that are around us. And of course, we are vibrational beings, so that's the essence of really connecting to the earth and allowing the body to also feel that energy. Next exercise, we're going to start by lifting the big toes off the floor and pushing down on the heel and the small toes. Now, this might take you a bit of time to master, but persevere with it. Imagine you're doing it and the toes will follow. Next, push down on the big toes. So place the big toes back down on the ground and lift the small toes off the floor. Again, you're really pushing down onto the big toe and the heel, and the rest of the toes will lift off the ground. Even if it's just a millimeter, doesn't matter. You will, with practice, it will get better and your feet will become a lot more stronger and grounded. So I encourage you to do this perhaps for 5 or 10 reps. I can't stress how important it is to really engage with your feet. And they say, the sages say, that by practicing this technique, you're actually massaging the fragments of your mind. Now, to get used to separating the toes, because obviously when our feet are in our shoes all day, sometimes you may end up with closed feet, bunions. A really good technique is either to use some toe separators, the ones that we use when we're polishing our nail toes. You can also use kitchen roll it up, and then wind it in between the toes. Or you may just want to use ordinary tissue and then roll it up and place them between each of the toes. So it just gives you a bit more of a natural feeling of, you know, your toes are separating with that greater surface area connection. This is the simplest form of grounding and essential to really begin to stack the joints and really engage with postural alignment. Last bit to engage the feet, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the feet out in front of ourselves. Really stretch them out. And now I'm going to invite you to draw them back slowly against resistance. And what you'll find straight away is that the legs become active. And the brain is thinking, oh, looks like she's going to get up. So draw your feet until the ankles are aligned with the knees and the knees in line with the hips. Now, you may not be aware of this, but energy in nature doesn't really move in straight lines. Straight lines was man-made. Energy in nature moves in spirals and in waves. And in the same way, it moves in spirals in the body. So now that we've engaged our feet, just like the roots of a tree, really sinking down, we're finding our ground. Now we can connect to that energy and really feel the form of that energy flow through the body in a spiral fashion. So imagine or tune into that spiral sensation just by bringing your hands to the lower legs and wrapping that flesh, the skin, around the joints in a spiral movement. When you get to the knees, give it a bit of a polish to warm them up. This warms up the joints and also allows the knees to relax. Now, grab that yoga block or the shoe box or the football and place it between the knees. So it's just sitting behind the knees in a comfortable position. What does this do? This keeps the legs engaged. Now this is very important, especially if you are feeling the physiological effects of the stress response, because what it's going to signal to the brain is, she's getting up to do something, or she's getting ready for a bit of activity. And if you're aware of the fight, flight or freeze response, the body needs to feel as though it's engaged in action. This automatically gets you out of your head and into your body. A neat trick for those people who suffer from a lot of the stress, anxiety. So one of the questions that get asked is how much pressure to apply. Well, firstly, the whole reason for doing this is just to get you used to the sensation of having the legs and the feet active, because this is new to you. Apply just enough pressure to keep the block or the ball or the book in place. After a while, you won't need to use that anymore, because you'll be so used to the sensation of grounding your feet, sinking the heels in to the ground, separating the toes, that automatically this will be second nature to you. Moving on. Now we're going to trace the energy moving through the body as we begin to stack the upper torso. But first, I'm going to invite you to grab hold of your thigh. So let's begin with the left thigh, and you're going to grab hold of the muscles of the thigh and you're going to turn them inwards towards the midline. And the other side. So grab hold of the muscles, don't be shy, and you're going to really turn them inwards. So again, we're following the spiral movement from the feet. Now keep those feet anchored. They do not move as we're tracing this energy. Next stage, I want you to peel the muscles of the buttocks backwards. So you're really separating the sit bones, probably for the first time. And the other side. Don't be shy to explore those muscles of the gluteus. Now, tell me how you feel. Automatically, you may find that your spine has found its neutral position. Any tension in the lower back, you may be feeling, that feels a lot better. This is the magic of really finding your feet and your seat of power. We're not done yet, so don't get too comfortable. Now I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath into the belly. So you're just going to draw the air in and expand the belly. As we're doing so, we're going to elevate. So really find your upper torso floating. And then we're going to pivot from the waistline to the side, using the hand. So you can place your right hand on your left knee and use the opposite hand to hold the chair and help pivot you. So you've got this lovely twist going on in the upper torso. And moving back to center. And let's try that on the other side. So taking a deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to turn. And you can see I'm just grabbing hold of the stool. If you don't have a handle, you can use your legs, the muscles of the legs, to help you pivot and face forwards. So this wonderful kind of twisting of the body and wringing out of the muscles, which really releases and relaxes a lot of the tension we find that we're holding in our gut or our third brain, like I call it, my emotional brain. So now, folks, you're probably feeling a little bit lighter. Your feet are engaged. You can really feel the sensation of energy drawing from the ground through the torso. And now we're in the emotional belly. Final part, we're going to shrug our shoulders up and just release them so that the arms fall comfortably to the side. So imagine the spine is the trunk of the tree. Your feet are the roots, really anchoring your body. And the arms are the branches of the tree, and they just fall very softly to the side. Draw your chin slightly towards the chest. So releasing any tension in the neck and lengthening the vertebra of the neck. The shoulders moving backwards releases and opens the chest and also allows you to express your heart more fluidly. So, guys, this is the seat of power. Now, practicing regularly, daily, generally for the first 40 days will help you reprogram the muscle memory that you're holding. And it will also, in the long term, help you to prevent any musculoskeletal conditions, strengthen your muscles, give you an extra inch or two in your length, and reduce inflammation. It's perfect for sitting at a desk, playing games, and also for drivers that are constantly on the road. It certainly served me for the last 20 years, and I hope it serves you equally. I hope you've enjoyed this session. If you have, leave a comment below, and please share the love. Thank you for watching.